Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new, please consider subscribing. You might like what you see. It's a radio theme channel, but today is a broadband theme with a bit of a radio twist. My broadband at home is pretty dire, and always has been for years, and it's the only game in town, unfortunately. So typically 10 to 12 megabits per second download and about 0.8 upload, and you can see here 10 down, and there you go, 0.8 up, and that's on a good day. So you'll never see me live stream, and you can only imagine the torture of trying to upload videos like this. Anyway, there's a new service in town, so watch this space. So here's my QTH with a garden with the antennas in, and I've discovered that behind these houses on this farm, this mast here, if I zoom in, you see the shadow, that's now been 5G enabled. Now that to my house is about 416 metres according to Google Earth, which is about 450 yards. So this looks promising, but when you look at the ISP's mapping for signal strength, there's an indoor signal strength to about this limit here and an outdoor signal strength beyond it. So I'm just outside the edge of what's considered a good indoor signal strength. So the problem I've got, which is sort of a blessing in disguise, I've got, as you know, these trees down the garden, which is great for antenna, hanging antennas off. Not very good at VHF pointing that way, but also I need to go straight through these to get to the mast. If I take you to the end of this road, there you go, you can see the mast in the farm over there. There's a farmhouse, and this is a terraced street. If I come out and go into this next road, this is a road of bungalows, and there it is again. You can see the mast. Now, something in my favour, I live in a 3-storey house. These are all bungalows. Everyone else beyond that is a 2-storey house, these houses here. So my house is behind these and behind those trees. So when I zoom back out, firing in this direction, through those houses, through the trees, through those houses, this bit is back gardens and bungalows, so everything coming to the mast here is very low level. So I'm optimistic. So this is a view from the shack, and there, that's the direction of the mast. Annoyingly, in autumn, obviously in winter, all the leaves fall off these trees, as you can see. But that tree there has got a lot of ivy on it, so that's permanently covered. So I've got to fire through that ivy, which could be fun. But our house is 3 stories, all these are 2 stories, and as you saw behind those are gardens and bungalows. So high up, upstairs, another floor up, maybe a good signal. And this is what arrived today. This is the router for 3, which is a mobile phone service in the UK, and the 5G service. So let's get it unpacked and see how we get on. So I'm set up. I've come to the top of the house. Setup was reasonably easy. I had a bit of a SIM card error, but finally sorted. This is the top of the device. I think that only goes to three signal bars, so good signal. Apologies for the state of the windows, but that's after the last storm. We're just waiting for the window cleaner. But as I said before, the mast is that way, so great signal. and I've just had a first test. I'm going to have to check this, but I think it was at 134 down and 46 up, which is, for us, that is absolutely phenomenal. So now I need to try it around the house. The bedroom windowsill might not be the best positioning, but also I need to see how the Wi-Fi propagates around the house, because we are a 3-story house. But on the back we've got LAN connections and external antenna connections as well. These are those, are they called T9? Can't remember. So you need some patch leads for SMAs if you're doing anything around those, but I don't think I need an external antenna. So what I'm trying to do is tap into the LAN that's already in the house, and some devices can use the LAN and others can use Wi-Fi. Interestingly, I turned it round thinking surely it's better to point out, but it was slightly slower. So right, first test's really good. Right, so I'm now exactly one floor down, so I'm on a level with the houses behind. This is our second floor, and just booting up. Still got the protective layer on, hence the scratches. This will all come off. Booting up, see how we get on. So that's the Wi-Fi. You saw a bit of blue signal there, but it's not picking up the signal by the looks of it. Oh, there we go. That's interesting. So I've got 3 bar. Is that 3 bars? Yes, 3 bars again. So this might be a bit better, because this room's not used at the moment. Right, I'll try a speed test down here. Right, so here we go. This is the second floor. Going, yeah, that's still good. I'll have to compare the ping. The jitter's low. I'll have to compare the ping to the home broadband, loosely termed broadband. So 147 down, bouncing around 30 up. So that's quite handy as well. It'd be interesting if I go even higher in the loft. Obviously it makes the accessing the device a bit tricky. We're back to where it's positioned on the middle floor. The Wi-Fi signal's good all around the house. I've been on all floors. I've been down the very far end of the garden, and normally we'd use a booster to get Wi-Fi down there. And to the front of the house and in the garage, it's all good. This is a button for pairing devices. If you hold that until it flashes, then that saves you putting in the password in your new device. So I'll show you, the app's quite clever. I'll show you some features of the app, and then I'm going to take it upstairs again just to see how the signal strength compares. So this is the app, and you can see you get a home screen with some basic features, and if I go into view signal strength, I'll just darken that down slightly, and this graph will populate. There you can see on the right hand side, and you can see we're on 5G. Now I noticed last night I left it running, and while I was watching TV, and it generally stuck around minus 89 dB, but occasionally you'd get a dropout, and it would, it would drop down to 4G and then back to 5G, and this is on the top floor, and we're literally directly below the hub, the router, on the ground floor. So the router's on the 3rd floor, and you can see the Wi-Fi signal is still reasonable. And there we go. There we get a better signal now. It's going up a bit, minus 92. But and then there you go, 4G. We get a temporary drop. So you can see we're just on the edge. But it's been working really fine. So there we go, we're back again. So what I might do next is try it in the loft. Another test I did was to tap into the LAN on the back of the device. I used just Cat5 to get into the existing house wiring, and I was a bit puzzled at first because the LAN speeds were slower than the Wi-Fi speeds, and then I realised these are 2.5 gigabit LAN connections, and my trusty old switch is 100 megabits per second. So bizarrely for me, the Wi-Fi speed was quicker than the LAN speed, so that's a nice position to be in. But anyway, the Wi-Fi is really strong, so it'll probably be Wi-Fi, I would have thought. So I'm going to try some tests in the loft. So up in the loft, I started on the left hand side, faced the router this time towards the mast. That seemed to get the best signal. I got a good steady minus 85 dBm that way. I tried the other end of the loft, that wasn't so good, and that's quite handy because the first position had a main socket nearby. So I've left it up there. Wi-Fi is good all around the house. So here we are back where we started. Just to sum up, this is the original broadband service. I've left the router in the loft where I first tried it. I've got good download speeds. The upload speeds are a bit less than what I was getting in previous tests, so maybe I can position it slightly differently as a compromise between down and up. So you can see here 10 down still, 0.8 or nearly 0.9 there. So if I go and change the Wi-Fi service over, obviously the 5G service could be affected by the weather, those trees, other people taking up the service. The mast might get a bit congested, and whether the supply keeps up with that. So I've also got the option of an external antenna. That's something I could consider on the back wall. It wouldn't be too hard to fit. And then I'd maybe put the router in the middle bedroom, but the lights weren't something I really wanted in the bedroom we were in. So they're 180 down, ping 61, and at the moment about 8 up, which was my download speed, but that has been 20-30 megabits per second as well. So really happy with that, definitely a keeper, and a joy to upload this video. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it interesting. If you like and subscribe, it all helps promote the channel. If you've come here specifically for the 5G information, then this is an amateur radio based channel. If you browse around, there may be some things you find interesting. Bye bye.